All right, another try. Got few tries. Everybody has aborted so far. Let's see if we are lucky to get a game this time. It does not look too promising at the moment. We'll see though. All right, he waited until the last second to move. Well, at least we got there. So probably going to be the last game of the 2025. So hopefully we'll go out with them bang and not with a loss here. But who knows? So far, we're responding with the perfect symmetry tool there. D4 opening, and then they play G3. Kind of hinting something Catalanish, but C4 has not been played. This moment you always can, because if white does not do C4, he's not putting pressure here, and he's not opening the queen up here or here. Usually here, like it's a decent idea in many lines of the D4 openings. Well, in case black does something with this bishop. And I'm tempted to now go outside. Kind of play like a Londonish setup here. I mean, actually, I'm thinking of going full London, to be honest, now. If they go here. Of course, they go now play that move and turn it into something non-Londonish. I'll play C6. I don't think it, well, of course it's possible to go here, but like I said, this side is a bit vulnerable without the bishop here. I don't know which way I'm supposed to go. I was gonna say that maybe I'll try to somehow sneak in e5, but it's very hard to do without playing e6 first, and maybe here. So I don't know. I'll play e6 first, just so we are an inch closer to be able to castle. I'm always somehow feel much easier if I played c6. When we kind of plunk this bishop with a big pawn chain here, ping, ping, ping. And also we're already kind of like ready to meet c4, but since it's not open, I can always, if they play c4, I can play c6. We can also think about just stealing a pawn here. All right. Castle, so they are not really doing anything too committal there. I could maybe, I have a lot of candidate moves here. c5 is something I'm not really like. It might be a move at some point, but I'm not sure it's in my interest to open things up while I'm not even close to being castle. So this is one candidate move. Bishop e7, I think. Not sure I want to be on here, but maybe. I guess it's two candidate moves. Knight bd7 is probably a one move, but also if we are going to play c5, then we want to probably go there. h6 is definitely one option, because the knight might be coming here, trying to go for the bishop pair. So this would not only take away this move, but also give a room for the bishop here. But it is greedy, it is slow. And we could do something like bishop here. If they go here, go. Yeah, it's I don't know, I want to play h6, but I'm gonna play bishop e7. The dilemmas of the weird mind. This is like a good schoolboy kind of a move. Just get developed. Also, I didn't even consider, like, I was kind of debating between the moving the h-pawn and the bishop, but then like I said earlier, I could maybe go here. It's not really looking great there, but it could have fight against the bishop. But they decided that the bishop does not belong here if you have played g3, which is sometimes awkward because then e3 kind of traps your bishop in. So they decide we are gonna stay on this side. Makes sense. Alright, candidate moves. Still h6, just for this bishop now, because this is not going here after they play b6, b3. This queen is not coming here, so we don't have to care at all about this at the moment, unless some c4 and for some reason I'd have to take, which I don't have to, and this bishop would come here. Knight bd7 is a move still. c5 is still a possibility. I'm leaning towards just castles or h6. Still playing against this and keeping the bishop alive. I'll just play a good schoolboy kind of a move and castle. No small pawn moves, no wasting time. Get your thingies out, get king into safety, and that way usually you can live pretty happily ever after. Now things get more difficult. Because I actually have to decide, for instance, where are we gonna put the knight, because it does not look too great here. It's hitting this square, so the knight is not, well, can of course still come there, but maybe we'll chop it off there and whatever. This guy going here is kind of speaking against playing c5, because then we open him up there. Makes no sense, but on the other hand, it could also open some avenues for me. Maybe c file could be a thing. We put some pressure on the d5 question mark. I mean, h6 is still a move. Trying to put the bishop there in case this is happening, and I assume like it would have been a good move for like five moves in a row for white. a5 could be like some kind of a try to squeeze something on that side, but nah. What is white gonna do? Like c4? Perhaps. I'd like to come up with some kind of a reasonable setup to my thingies. I really want to play c5 because I don't see how I could, for instance, like this looks so miserable to play. Like I don't know what's the plan. I don't know what's the plan. But on the other hand, I don't really know who's gonna benefit from the things opening up. Like white might go c4 at some point and like make they all explode in the center, and then the bishop will slice and dice around the board. Okay, I'm gonna do random h6. I feel like it's complete waste of time, but I'm using it as kind of like a let's wait and see what white is cooking. They go there. Sure, that's a move. Now all my let's play solid instincts are calling me to play c6. We could, well, I was gonna say that if I did something else like this earlier, now I could chop, we can get rid of this bishop in a way that we could try to keep it closed and play with the knights. But this again, like, if I now take there, this move is gonna look really silly. Guess it's kind of a luft for future, and there's like no prospects of a pawn storm on this side, so it's not like a hook for an attack. But I'm pretty sure this guy is gonna move next, so if I wanna chop it off, I should chop it off now. I don't know. I'm gonna play c6. I'll keep the bishop. It's not bad bishop. It can kind of do stuff on this diagonal, and just be a general menace. Since I did make a nice hidey hole here for it. And I don't know, maybe my long-term goal is somehow like stick somebody here and, for instance, this goes there or there. You could trade it and then put the bishop here with some kind of a goal. If the knight moves, we trade with this light squared bishop. And this guy tries to get there somewhere this way. After this guy goes somewhere. But yeah, something, bang. Hopefully, bing, bang. I don't think they are gonna take, of course, but one can always dream. Maybe I'll do some kind of a a5, a4 push on this side. Try to squeeze there a bit and try to... Like now this is not gonna open up and maybe we'll do something on this a5 with the rook. We are super solid, but like I said, it's not easy to come up with too many realistic plans. I'm happy about their bishops being kind of a crap and crap. Not that this is too hot of a prospect here or this is that useful here, but it is what it is. Alright, so do we do it? Knight e4. And just chop here. I've spent 2 moves to chop there. Because if I go here, he can maybe go here. I'll take. I don't want them to take twice here and like get the pawn doubled there. Alternatively, we could go here and ready to meet this guy with the knight bd. I'll do knight bd7 first. I don't know, this was probably okay. Not 100% sure it leads to anywhere else. Then a bunch of trades, like I go here, they go here, I'll chop. They chop, I'll go here. Maybe they chop and I chop, and then it's this position with bishops, and well, it is what it is. And now I'll do it. I don't think it's White's interest to go there, or maybe it is. Of course they can go this way and try to like force the trades, like put a lot of pressure here. And eventually play for e4. And that is fair. It's definitely a plan. Play e4 and then eventually you put the rooks in nice places somewhere and yeah, you will push d5. I mean, we could hold here with knight f6, but I think I end up with the pawn here. Might not be the end of the world situation though. But we could also maybe chop once and then go here. e4 happens, or maybe even, if he's being mean, f3, e4. Yeah, I didn't get these guys off, which sucks. And if he gets e4 in, and eventually d5 in, and then this bishop starts to look pretty good. I feel like I've had similar games before. Why did I not react in time to this? I don't know. Or what else could I have done? I don't know. Not like I said, not easy to find a good plans in this kind of setups. It's why I probably should have gone with c5. So let's calculate this a little bit though. Takes. Or let's take with the bishop, or why not? I could of course. I'll take this guy. Because I don't know, I gave up with the plan here and I thought there is some tactical shots around these parts of town, maybe. If they get too loosey-goosey with them. with their f3 plans and or e4, and like maybe I could someday do a skewer here or force f4 or something. This is an alternative, but I don't think that's gonna lead anywhere. It's a way to trade off one of the defenders there. All right. Why are you aiming and humming so much? Okay, so maybe this, there. Then I could at least take there. Of course, then we don't have any shots of this ever working out. It's not doing much yet because the knight is on the way. I'm thinking of dropping the bishop back so we don't have to take anywhere. But who knows? I guess queen here is legal move too. Or a5. It's not really threatening much. Kind of also tempted about some kind of possible fork in the future around this part of town. I'll drop the bishop back, so after e4 I don't have to worry about anything else. Now my opponent has played all the easy moves. Like this plan is kind of working on its own. So this is the moment of truth, I suppose. To stand our ground or take. Taking is kind of tempting because then there is nobody here to block this. Of course, when I move the knight, it's gonna be super obvious what I'm trying to do though. A good sidestep here. But the queen is undefended. It's not threatening anything, that's the sad part. Not even this one, because the knight takes and defends there. The old boomerang. So here, would kind of look at this and like, with power though. Then I'd have to give up my pawn in the center. Which I want to do that. What else could be like a useful move here? Yeah, this is so artificial, and the knight is kind of almost trapped there, so I don't want to do it. I'll take here once though. I do understand that I'm kind of making this bishop even stronger while I'm taking the pawns out of the way. But now this is at least a threat in many places. Also, why did I put the bishop all the way here? Why did I not put it on g6? e5, d5 does not sound good. I mean, technically we could take twice here and go for this, but that's no way. Enough material. We get the rook and the piece and the pawn for 3 pieces. Nah. So if I go here, I assume this is gonna blank my plans completely. Complete blank of plans. Bishop here. e5, d5, knight there. With threats of push and or check and is this a like actual move? It's probably on the dummy side, right? I'll try this. Here. I guess the knight is still there. Here it's pretty obvious that this is probably a great idea, I suppose, but here it's bit on the miffy side. Iffy-miffy side. I'm gonna go there anyhow though. I have a ways out of there with h5. But I see I have a bishop there and bishop there. The pawn is still pinned. And maybe I can like do this and that and somehow like weaken these squares enough for the knight and the bishop. I don't know if this is like a move covering the square and getting out of there. And then I was gonna go check and maybe offer a trade there. And hope that we have some funny stuff there. Question mark. Or maybe at least get out of the dodge with knight e3 and work the rook and the bishop and hope it's fine. I'm gonna try to keep a pawn here on c6. So the knight does not appear here. So I'm not gonna ever push this or take here. This is of course a sad boy, but and I'm not sure I'm gonna ever play f5. But who knows, who knows. It does put some pressure here. It's not looking relevant at the moment when it's defended by 2. I'm so low on time, I'm just gonna blank that move there. Say check. I don't know, but probably after this he's gonna show some move like king e2 and queen e2 and just say that, dude, what are you gonna do with your queen there, man? Yeah, it's probably true. And even here I can't realize now that I can't go. I guess I could blank the bishop here. c5. Oh, okay. I did not realize this is a possibility. But now he has to actually do something about these squares there and there. Oof. I would have a perp here, right? I would have a perp there. Check. Check, double check. We could block the knight in the center too. But then maybe take and take and e5. Well, before I get to blank the knight there and establish a dominant position with a knight. Yeah, that's a bit annoying. This is not gonna lead anywhere, sadly. Okay, I think I'll take a draw here, because I don't see anything else. It's a bit of a lamest escape, I see. Oh, well, mainly because I'm so low on time, so I think I might have to do it. Maybe knight bishop d4. That was my alternative there, but I guess bishop here would have been a possibility before we started to do this. Well, let's see. He might sack and take on e4, f4, e5 because I'm so low on time. It's definitely a possibility. And he probably is justified with the bishop pair and the 2 central passers and the eventual pressure even on here. After the pawns to kind of roll forward. Now I get to claim the 3-fold, right? Let's see how wrong I was about this though. Okay, that was complete waste of your time. I'm so apologize for that, but knight a4, i5, I do have a slight advantage there. And this kind of works. I was thought like here, looked a bit unpleasant. With like, dude. And dude. But apparently they can, well, can take. I don't know why taking first is better, but knight e3. I didn't see that move though. Computer says this, and then here. But isn't this still like a No, we don't take here. We can take there maybe, but rook a e8. This is of course hanging, but this is opened up. Yeah, why not? I don't really could claim anything about this, that black would be better here if I knew it, but all right, let's look from the top. Yeah. Opponent didn't want any character there. Apparently I did none. Again, it's like I feel like it's a not good game, but somehow computer thinks it. Yeah, we played pretty well. Well, let's turn on the opening book so we can see that there are some options here. See, 8-6 is not so bad. Bishop e7 is still the most played, but 8-6, like I wanted to play this. I really wanted to play this. I don't know. Maybe it's like an easy move. Makes black's life easy. So we don't have to worry about this ever. Because after here, well, apparently not. Like somehow this is not good at all. F3 here. Yeah, I don't know about these moves, but of course white does not have to play e4. They can take here, and I mean, it's not like this is gonna ever be a problem here. But this could be, but also it could be for white. Like you saw that the dark squares got a little weakened, and that's what you often wanna, like this move often tries to, well, even though it's very double-edged, you kind of ask for the pawn storm, but also you kind of like know that you might have something cooking on this diagonal eventually. But it's very typical in Slav-like positions where your bishop gets chased and you go bait f3. I'm not sure I would have, but if this would have happened. And apparently theory here is castles, bishop e7, then c4. This is them. Probably gonna somehow transpose. And it 8-6 eventually. Yeah. I don't think it's in my interest to open up things while they invested this much time to, like, why would I open that bishop up? I don't think it makes sense. Even if we would gain some kind of a play on this c file. There's a actual claim that why would it make some sense, but I don't think so. I don't like opening up opponent's bishops for no reason. They better do the work. c6 is fine. Are we still in theory? Yes. Knight c3, knight bd7, and then apparently what did they do? They played rook c1. I don't. This is like a bit soft because I don't see how this file opens up ever. Even if you take here, I think like I would say that at least I would take here like 99 out of 100. Never ever take this way and open the C file. It might not be actually true. There is some claims to taking this way, and like white is somewhat stupid on the queen side and keeping it symmetrical. I don't know. I would still probably take this way though. But yeah, computer moves are like, or the theory is like go instantly there and start to play for the e4 break and try to make the bishops great. I mean, I kind of forced them to do it. Knight e4. One game that has gone this way. Apparently black does well. Yeah, I want to take here. I don't think this is the alternative I was thinking of, like, but like I was thinking that maybe I could claim some advantage here with the pawns on the light squares and the dark squared bishop, but is this so hot here? It kind of is like a bit of an annoyance, but white can maybe push that through eventually and try to make this guy work out. I don't know. Computer says no. It's a complete zeros. So it's not horrible or anything. But I don't know. I kind of saw it that maybe I could do something there. Then I blocked the file anyways. But the knight is horrible there. I can't really keep it there. But maybe I could have. Bishop h7 was played in this game we were following. Rook fd1, queen b6, and e3. Assume if e4. No, it's fine apparently. I don't know why the queen went there though. I'm not sure what this does. And here we again block this. Of course they still have the f4 there, so who knows. I don't think they're any better than my move. I blanked this down here, so I don't have to take here, but then I took anyways. What does Mr. Machine want to do? He wants to take. Or a5, like I was thinking. The problem here is that black's like has a bunch of moves that are kind of useful maybe, but are they really? And then you have to decide, are you happy with this? Are you happy with double take here? I mean, probably would be, but or takes, push, or takes, push, or takes, push. Okay, that probably never makes sense. This was based purely on that there's no pawn left on here or here to ever block my bishop g5. Then we went bishop c5 anyways. Yeah, I think this would be really happy. Oh. Yeah, and there was a point that it was pinned too, but somehow I thought at some point that maybe he can take it and I go here, forgetting that this is not even possible. Alright, this is fine. Computer plays bishop b4, which sucks a lot, but I don't know what that does. Also bishop g6. I don't know why I didn't go bishop g6 to begin with. Not sure why I went all the way there. Felt like out of mind, out of sight, out of mind, but yeah. Nobody's gonna harass it here, so it's better to keep this square available for things. And maybe it could even do something somewhere around here at some day. But yeah, like have the Luft open. Yeah, the bishop h7 was like, let's just go there since I made this move, but this would have been better. Not thinking a lot. Like I decided let's move the bishop and then I didn't think where we should move it. I just moved it to the obvious square that was not good or the best. It's not horrible. This is decent though. Happy with e5 point. They played that. Computer still would go on this side. I guess I could do it either way. Give check here, go there. Or the other way around. Let's see where this leads us. It's the knight though. Ooh. And then there is no pins like in there when I go here. It's in the game variation. I don't know how good that is. Like rook moves somewhere. We'll take their bishop and still have this, so the knight is not coming here and I mean, the bishop is not super great anymore. But, I don't know, playable. Here at least the annoying part is that they took here. But I was thinking that if he goes here, maybe I cannot do this because of this. And well, that is true. I cannot do it. Apparently F5 is the computer's choice. It looks a bit risky, doesn't it? Like we opened this up completely and this here, but apparently it's fine. Not caring about anything in the world. Let's see what happens if they take rook a d8. Threatens this. I don't know. Maybe threatens something. Not sure what. Like what is the threat? Like white does some random stupid move. Oh. Guess that's the point. Anyways, they chopped. And then I was so low on time, so I did not see it or could not evaluate this because it looked dangerous to me. Really dangerous. Letting the pawns walk and this unleash here. But of course, yeah, I missed that I can at least kill the bishop. I'm not sure that this is so great anyways, but still look dangerous to me. But whatever. We took the rep. Here I was kind of expecting them actually when they thought about this moment so long. I thought they're gonna chop and move this idiot somewhere. I move somewhere. But then we can go here and he has no time to take this. True. And if he goes there, we can defend it some other way. Yeah. Computer wanted to play b5, I suppose, like go here. Bang, win the knight and the bishop. Yeah, we have pressure here, we have the bishop there, we have the extra exchange. Fine. Yeah, really no good. Waste of a game, but thanks that you watched it anyways. I hope we can play a little better next year. We'll see. Anyways, Happy New Year and ciao.